Hi everyone, welcome to jamalsTUBE. Hi everyone, welcome back to jamalsTUBE. In this episode, we'll be covering further in terms of the filter system. Click this link up here to check out on cheapest and simplest filter system, which is the sponge filter. In today's video, I'm going to be talking more in terms of the machines that you place either inside the tank or you hang it at the side of the tank. I also will be sharing you clips on different types of aquarium machines that you can also put inside the tank to help the requirements of the tank and the fishes or the plants. Did you hit subscribe though? Internal filters. These are machines that you will be putting inside the tank itself. Depending on how you skip your tank or whether you don't skip it at all, internal filters have pros and cons that I will be sharing on the screen, and I'll be explaining further as well. As the name describes, internal filters are usually compact, easy to set up, and often suitable for smaller tanks or specific setup tanks. Nano tanks, for example. The pros and the cons. Why would you want to go for internal filters? Well, if you don't like the idea of hang-on back filters at the side of the tank or even after you put the background of your tank, and you can still see the hang-on back filters there, the other option is to have the internal filter be part of your scape. Basically, you can put it behind your rocks and it will still create some sort of circulation. They're also mostly with gentle flow, and this will be perfect for your plant or the ecosystem of your nano tank where you don't want turbulent waters, but you want to provide the necessary filtration system and bacteria home.
What is an internal filter? An internal filter is placed directly inside the aquarium. It draws water through intake slits, passes it through filter media, and pushes clean water back into the tank. It's compact, easy to set up, and often suitable for smaller tanks or specific setups. The benefits of internal filters for aquascapes. Internal filters shine in aquascapes where minimal equipment visibility is key. You can easily hide them behind plants or decorations. Plus, their gentle water flow is perfect for tanks with delicate plants or shrimps. The advantages of internal filters. Because of its compact design, it can fit discreetly inside the tank, preserving your aquascape's aesthetic. It minimizes noise compared to external filters. Unlike external filter canisters, internal filters are submerged, eliminating leak concerns. With its customizable media, it allows the addition of specific filtration media like biorings, carbon, or purigen to be added. It has gentle flow options. Certain brands have adjustable flow rates to prevent disturbing delicate plants or substrates. It's also cost-effective, generally more affordable than external filters. The disadvantages are space usage inside the tank. It reduces display area in the aquarium because of its limited filtration capacity, may not be sufficient for heavily stocked or large tanks. Frequent maintenance. It does require more regular cleaning since debris accumulates quickly due to smaller media compartments. Visual intrusion. Although compact, they can still be visible in minimalist aquascapes. Some key features to look for. Number 1. Adjustable flow rate. Essential to control the flow for plant health and aquascaping layout stability. Compact and discreet design. Slim profiles or models designed to blend with tank decor. Number 3. Media customizability. Ability to incorporate biological and chemical media for superior water quality. Number 4. Low power consumption. Energy efficient models are ideal for long-term use. Number 5. Maintenance access. Easy to remove components for cleaning without disrupting the aquascape. There are some products that are easier to detach while leaving the base still attached inside the tank, but you are able to withdraw out the sponge as well as the bio rings compartment. Based on the points up here, if you're focused more towards aquascaping, these are some advanced flow optimization for you to consider. Number one, surface skimming. Oftentimes in aquascape settings, there will be biofilm that rises towards the surface and even debris. What you can do is you can angle the filter outlet upward to create surface agitation, or invest in an internal filter with a surface skimmer feature. The second thing you can do is hardscape placement. Arrange driftwood or rocks to channel flow effectively through the tank. Avoid placing objects directly in front of the outlet as they can block circulation. Number 3, sprinkle pinch of fish food or harmless fine particles like crushed flake food to observe flow patterns and make adjustments. The amount of times I've sat in front of my tank just observing the flow of the filter, yeah, it's a bit mesmerizing, but it will ensure that you cover flow towards all parts of the tank.
So the next segment will be what is a hang-on back filter? A hang-on back filter is a compact unit that hangs on the back of your aquarium, drawing water up through an intake tube, filtering it through various media, and returning it to the tank. It's easy to install, maintain, and highly customizable. In regards of your fish tank or your aquascape tank, which is a combination of both fish and an ecosystem of plants, hang-on back filters offer several benefits for those options. First, they provide excellent circulation of water as well as surface agitation, which can then help prevent surface film. Second, they are space saving since they hang externally. This will leave more room for your plants and for your decorations as well. For this aquascaping tank, this is my 3-foot tank. I have both a canister filter as well as a hang-on back filter. For most of my tanks, I do mix a few different types of filter systems within the tank, especially if it's an aquascaping tank. If it's just primarily for fish, I will rely more on a filtration that is focused on the flow output as well as how much media I can put inside the canister itself or the top filter. When you're choosing a hang-on back filter, consider these factors. In terms of the tank size, you should match a flow rate to your tank size. Aim for 5 to 10 times the tank volume per hour. Adjustable flow. Certain hang-on back filters have the option where you can adjust the flow of the output water. This will be very, very beneficial for your planted tanks, especially plants that you just planted and you're afraid of it to fly away. Then if you have an adjustable hang-on back filter flow, you can help them grow stronger roots. Media capacity. For the fluval ones that I have and the ones that I'll show on the screen, there's a few compartments that you can put inside and a few compartments that you can draw out, which is very convenient for users such as myself and you. Not only can you change the different types of sponge filters on the plates that you pull out, you can also customize different types of media or bacteria homes inside the hang-on back filters. The noise level, most of my hang-on back filters are quiet. It really depends on the brand as well as the size capacity of the motor. So technically speaking, if it's a bigger sized hang-on back filter, it might have a bigger motor and this motor might produce some vibration sound. If you don't take care of your components of your hang-on back filters, if you don't clean them, you don't maintain them often, sometimes you might create more noise levels, and this is also one way for your hang-on back filters to inform you they need to be maintained. That's also one of the problems that I've faced with it, is that when you don't do too much maintenance, when you don't clean often, when you don't take out the components and thoroughly clean your impellers, then you might cause the motor of your machine to overwork or not even work properly. If you can find certain hoses that you can reach inside the outflow of your hang-on back filters, this can help scrub the inner side of the outflow pipes. because it's hang on the side, you can also customize where you want to put the hang on back filter. You might need to keep changing, find the different positions of where you want to put your hang on back filters, because parts of the tank where there won't be enough flow, of which causes dead flow of the tank. This is parts of the tank where there's no flow at all. It might create that's where you have some sort of bacteria or algae growth. Hang-on back filters offer a fantastic option: simplicity, efficiency, and affordability for your aquascaping tanks. I'm going to be comparing the hang-on back filters and the internal filters and why you might choose one option or the other. If you like this kind of content, don't forget to subscribe, hit the thumbs up button, write down in the comment section for any questions. These are some tips for both internal filters and your hang-on back filters, or even canister filters as well. Every time you do maintenance for your filter, the sponges or the media in your filter systems, make sure that you rinse it with your tank water and not with tap water. Tap water will reset and kill both the beneficial bacteria and the harmful bacteria, so you don't want to do that. Next tip is to always clean the slits as well as the outflow tubes of your filtration systems. This also means you should take care of your impeller and do regular maintenance as well. However, one thing that is important to note is that impellers are where most beneficial bacteria are produced because of the exchange of water into the filter system. The impellers will be the one circulating air as well as drawing some sort of oxygen. So with this conversion, that's where most beneficial bacteria are produced, and then they will be moved into your filter media's beneficial bacteria home. The other tip is to position your outflow to avoid delicate plants. If you have fishes that are very slow swimmers, such as perhaps angelfishes or discus, and you accidentally brought back home a filter system that is too strong, you can always try to move the outflow pipe towards some part of the tank where it might cause some blocking of the turbulent water. The other tip is, just in case you bought a filter system that is a very weak outflow for a 3-foot tank, then you can always get another filter system to match the opposite side of it. Like the one I'll be showing you in some clips. I position both the outflows to go in opposite directions. In this way, it'll cause circulation on both parts of the tank, especially parts of the tank where there is no movement. A few of my tips that I have found out is that there are brands that are actually quite pricey, and there are brands that the ones that I use. I'm not promoting this, but I'm using Fluval. For the canister filters, I have both the 307 as well as the 207. My comparison from the differences that I can see, compared to the 407, actually has a higher output, higher outflow into the tank as compared to the 307. However, the 307 has a bigger volume of which you can house more beneficial bacteria. So with this in mind, yes, you can go for the higher top tier brands if you can afford it. I could not at one point, and I had to go for a few different types of canister filters. So I needed to find means to budget my spending. So what I have found out is that you don't necessarily have to go for the most For example, the 407, thinking that higher output. However, if your main intention is to get more volume where you can house beneficial bacteria, filter substrates into the canister filter, hang on back filter, then you can go for that. But if you need more flow, higher output flow, then you can also decide and calculate how much you want to go for as well. For me personally, with aquascaping tank, you can get one really strong flow and the other filter system you can get a weaker one but has a more volume for your beneficial bacteria. So for me, in the example of my 3-foot tank, I use the 307, which has more volume in the canister system. However, the outflow of it is not too strong. So in order to pair that up, I use the hang on back filter. And this is the one where it's the biggest one. This is the spec of it. But yeah, so I use that because it helps generate more movement on the other side of the tank where there is not much flow, where most of the poop would just settle at the bottom of the tank. So I didn't like that. And that's why most people, they'll get more than one type of filter system in their aquascaping tanks. However, if you're going for just fish setup, where you're trying to maintain more on the fish health instead of the escaping of your tank, then you can go for sump tanks or top filters, the ones that I will be showing as well. Top filters are a smaller, simplified version of sump filters. It works the same way as a sump filter, just the fact that it's much smaller. I use top filters for cichlid tanks, just specifically just for fishes. So that would mimic sump tanks as well. So if you're going for budgeted means and you don't have the means to get a sump tank, then you can get 2 different types of top filters on both sides of the tank as well, if you want to have that aeration. Or the other option is the miniature compartment externally and usually at the bottom of your tank, or also known as canister filters. So that's it for today's video. I hope this comparison between internal filters and hang-on back filters makes a little bit more sense in terms of the budget and it being efficient in doing its task. However, if you're interested in knowing more about canister filters, then I hope you guys subscribe to my channel. I'll see you guys in the next video where I'll be talking more in terms of canister filters. So I hope this video helped you decide which type of filter system you want to go for. Let me know in the comment section below which type of filter systems that you have and which one you might go for or which one you prefer. Don't forget to subscribe, like this video, and hit that notification bell. Thank you very much for watching and happy aquascaping!